Good afternoon. Hello, classmates. All I've got to say is that we finally made it. Get this tassel resituated here. All right. First off, I would like to thank our families, teachers, and friends for helping us achieve this monumental milestone in our lives. Earlier this week, when I was sitting down trying to figure out what I would say in this speech, I decided that I wanted to make it very reminiscent of our entire tenure in Pleasant Plains School District. For the past 13 years, we slept, ate, and bled Cardinal Red. For those of you who know me well, you know how much I enjoy history. Having that in mind, as I sat down to write this speech, I decided that I wanted to give all of you a presidential twist to this graduation, as our class has been fortunate enough to have seen 3 of our nation's 44 presidents in office while in school. President Clinton served us from kindergarten through the middle of 4th grade, President Bush served us from the middle of 4th grade through senior year, and President Obama has been serving us ever since. So guys, here it goes. In kindergarten, I still remember going all the way to the land of Hawaii. Boy, was that place a lot of fun one. With all the candy and milk a youngster could hope for. Back then, we were all too naive to use our nap time. Instead of sleeping during nap time, we spent nap time flicking boogers at each other. In 1st grade, Mr. Greer introduced us to a lovely game of dodgeball. For some reason, even though I always got drilled in the head, I came back each PE class craving more and more and more. And then in the fall, we had the Pilgrim Indian play. Despite the fact that I was the most Indian-looking kid in my class, Mrs. Yule still had me play John Smith. Go figure. In 2nd grade, those crazy little critters called weeples invaded our hallways when the studio 8 sales came through Miss Burns' room. There was also the Lion and the Mouse play in Mrs. Rogers' room. That was fun. I got to chase River Beckman around all day, pretending I was a big old lion, him being a tiny little mouse. In 3rd grade, Dusty Bensko and company led our basketball team to a state championship, and then later that spring, a state baseball championship. I still vividly recall sipping my Slurpees in anxiousness at Carver Arena as we defeated Riverton in triple overtime, and then to topless in the title game. And at Lanphier Park, as we rallied from being down 4 runs to defeat Addison Driscoll 10-9. 3rd grade also brought our class track and field day. I never imagined scraping knees while banging into hurdles could be so much fun. I also remember all the controversy with the Fight Free flag and kids lying to their teachers. Like a certain someone saying, Mrs. McFadden, I did not need pants Devin Moore. I did not take down our Fight Free flag. In 4th grade, a tremendously controversial electrifying election gave us George W. Bush as president number 43. Meanwhile in school, spelling bees, learning Olympiads, flag football games coached by Lindy preoccupied our time. School that year was G-R-E-A-T, great. In 5th grade, we traveled to the middle school, where a little something called the love bug hit us. All of a sudden, girls weren't stupid, they were hot. Towards the end of the year, we learned some manners at the etiquette lunch at Timbers. That was where I finally learned to chew with my mouth closed, correctly use my silverware, and stop slurping my drink. Also in 5th grade, our high school basketball team with familiar substitute teacher Joe Miles. And Joe, I know you're somewhere out here, treated us to yet another basketball championship when they defeated the Heron Tigers and the big 6'8" kid who was on house arrest, 50-47 in overtime. In 6th grade, Mrs. Bensko introduced us to the wonderful, indescribable prairie habitat out back in the middle school. There, I still remember saying, Mrs. Bensko, we can't tell which end is the worm's butt and which end is the worm's tail. Head for that matter, sorry. And then there was Mr. Frazee, who taught us about improper fractions by making connections to Dolly Parton and Pamela Anderson. You guys know we call them top-heavy fractions. Those dances in 7th grade show her some side. I can still picture Mr. Marseille and the teachers enforcing their 2-foot rule while slow dancing. So kind of dance like this. That sure is a far cry from all the dirty dancing that goes on in high school. In 8th grade, our basketball team finally won the county championship again. I think that was the first time we won county since Coach Fraser was in diapers. We also got to go to Six Flags on the last day of school and ride roller coasters until we felt like puking. If any of you haven't ridden Batman already, make sure you do next time you're down there. You're in for a real stomach churn. After promotion, we packed our book bags up and went to high school. Everybody was full of nerves on that first day of high school, but we got over it once we figured out the seniors weren't going to give us swirlies after all. Parents, this is the time I pity the most because since none of us could drive, you'd be driving us around like the Roadrunner trying to get us everywhere we wanted to go. Boy. For those of us on the freshman football team, who could forget becoming the first Cardinal football team to win under the lights on a Thursday night in front of a jam-packed crowd of about 18 parents? With sophomore year came our Sweet 16 and the treasured driver's license. Finally, we were free to roam Sangamon County as we pleased, as long as we did so before midnight. Also during sophomore year, many of us took care of a baby for 1 week in Project in Health. Let me tell you something. If there is anything that teaches you about unwanted pregnancies, that's it right there. Abstinence only, folks. Once junior year rolled around, a lot of us began thinking about colleges. Heck, some of us even got senioritis a year early. Prom came around, we finally got to use those manners we learned from etiquette in 5th grade, more than just once per year during homecoming. Speaking of homecoming, who could forget that tense moment during the pep rally when we almost got into a huge brawl with the class of 2008? Thank God that didn't happen. Senior year came, and with it, a whole lot of change. A new president promised our country change and hope. And more change, and more hope. Many of us saw change in the near future, as we would soon be leaving the golden cornfields of Central Illinois for other destinations. Unfortunately, a hefty chunk of our classmates left us, either to get their diplomas at Lawrence, or to enter the workforce early. However, there are still 91 of us here standing today. And here we are now, on stage, about ready to get our diplomas once I finish with this really long speech, which may be putting some of you to sleep. Fellow classmates, I leave you with the quote from Forrest Gump. It reads, life is like a box of chocolates. You never really know what you're going to get. So with that, I advise all of you to leave here with an open attitude, ready to face the world. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.